What's up? How
Brandy.
you doing?
It's been so long since we've last.
Timothy.
It is Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, your premier DJ, and the wonderful Brandy Harlan, your non-retired wedding expert planner. We are the Scoop Weddings Unveiled. So excited to be here today.
Yeah. It's a great week.
It is a great week.
Yeah. First one out the year. It's going well.
It is week 2 of January
Yeah.
2023, and this is episode number 9.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Because last one was 8, my favorite number.
That's right, because you said infinity.
That's right.
Episode 9, and we've got some fun things to talk about in the second week of January, as we are once again gearing up for wedding season. Not gearing up, but we had a couple weeks off because of the holidays and the new year.
It was like a halftime.
Yeah, it was a halftime. That's
about all it was.
It was the holiday break.
Yeah.
Although we did, I know my company TLS Entertainment, we had quite a few weddings over the holidays and into the new year, and then our first week in January. This past weekend, we only had 2 weddings. We had one at Stream Song Golf and Country Club out in Bowling Green, and then another one. Oh, it was at Baker's Ranch.
Yeah, in Parrish, Florida. Nice.
So, that was a light weekend of events, but we're gearing up for this weekend again. So we're busy. How about what do you have going on this weekend?
Well, I had an event last night, and it was a going away party. I misspoke. It's not a retirement party, but I do have a retirement party this week too.
Oh.
And so there's just so much. So retirement party this week, and then we have 2 weddings, and they're doing first floor rental. So that is when they get the whole entire first floor of the museum, and their guests get to walk it and go through it during the cocktail hour and throughout the night until it kind of starts to die down and they're over it and they just want to party.
Okay.
And then we shut down the internal of the museum. So really, really, really awesome wedding for Sunday. It's put on by the Wedding Hero Planning Group, and they are phenomenal. So shout out to Jana.
The Wedding
Heroes, yeah.
Are they local?
They're out of Bonita Springs. This is a displaced bride, so we're helping them out. Yeah,
from
Boca.
Oh, from the hurricane.
Yeah, from the hurricane. So,
wow.
And they wanted to get married under a tree, and so they kind of changed their plans a little bit, but we do have that big, tree in our backyard universe.
Yeah.
So one of their cocktail hours is going to be right outside that. So they're still going to get that vibe, and they're using different stations of food and drink throughout the whole entire museum. So, except for where certain exhibits are, because we don't allow food around certain exhibits, but it's really, really cool. Their timeline is they're on point. So if you need a planning company and the budget calls for it and your necessities plan, because they're very strategic. They do a lot of moving parts. They're very much about that. So call Wedding Hero. Talk to Jana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's doing entertainment?
It's all people they already had booked.
Right.
So I didn't look at the names just yet. But
okay.
Yeah.
So that's Saturday?
Yes.
And then Sunday you also have one?
Yes. So Adam and I are covering both days.
Okay.
Because we have to have 2 staff members.
What wedding is Sunday?
Another wedding is Sunday is the displaced bride, and then Saturday is another wedding that's first floor, just normal, regular booking. But and both of them have about 75 to 100 people, so it's a nice intimate setting too to have in the museum.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're super excited. So Adam and I are totally camping out together all weekend. Yeah.
Well, why am I not invited to those weddings?
Well, I sent you one. Did you?
Oh, they didn't.
No,
they didn't book me, I guess.
What?
Well, we're not there this weekend.
No, not that one. Not those. The ones I sent to you for January next year.
Oh, I don't recall, but I know that there's been a couple that you've sent that have booked. So are so some of these that you this weekend, are these weddings that you booked, or are there still some weddings that have been booked before you got there?
Yes. So I still have about 5 to 10 that are from pre-Brandy. So
pre-Brandy.
PB. And then some that are AB, which is after Brandy.
Okay, so we'll attribute this one on Saturday
this is a PB
as
for sure.
PB.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say,
Well, I'm excited too because we're working on our brochure. So I'm rebranding and we're getting our own event social media page.
Rebrandying.
Yes, we are. Because I gotta put the brandy on it.
That joke of the day.
We're rebranding and creating a new brochure. Prices are going up, and we will have a recommended vendor list inside that brochure. So you'll be in there.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So it's a lot of fun. And we're getting our own socials. So we'll be on IG, TikTok, and Facebook as an events department.
Okay, cool.
So that people can really kind of dive deeper into what we do and what we have available, because it's hard to mix that with learning and education and manatees and planetarium and things of that nature. It's hard to get the point across of how spectacular the space is. So we're going to get our own little space to do that.
There you go.
Yeah. So new things, new year, a lot of stuff going on.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Well, cool.
And I started working out.
And hey,
Watch out.
New Year's resolutions, girl.
Right. I mean,
Let's go.
This is got to be a lifelong thing.
Let's go. Staying
I
active.
might go back 100% vegan too. I'm toying with that idea.
Okay. Well,
See what
do what you
happens.
got to do.
It's fun. It's good. I mean, you really do eat well when you're vegan. I'm just saying.
All right.
He does not believe me.
I'm just, we're going to
likes
move
meat.
on from that. So we're going to go straight into some of our topics of discussion today. And what we wanted to talk about, or a suggestion that you had, is wedding day tips for couples.
Yes.
So for the brides, the grooms, for
your partner
in
whoever.
general, whoever it is, if it is your big day and if it's your Super Bowl wedding day, here are some tips for you to think about, just so you don't stress yourself out and go crazy.
Yes.
So what do you want to start with?
I really want to start with the very first one because I think it's very essential to ensuring that you enjoy the day. So the first one is don't party too hard the night before. So we all know that rehearsal happens. We all know that rehearsal dinner happens normally. You've got all your friends that are in town, haven't been in town in a while. You're all linked up. You've got your crew. They've got theirs. And it can get a little out of hand. So just make sure you've got someone that's kind of corralling that a little bit. Don't put yourself too much out there. Enjoy the time, but just know that you're going to enjoy it further into your wedding night.
Oh yeah.
So
save it for the wedding night.
For like halfway through reception, after get the cake cut, get all that done, and then go ahead and just wild out.
Yeah.
I
agree.
That's my suggestion because if you get to, you won't be able to eat your wedding food that you paid for. You might be late. You might have a headache all day. You're just gonna be grumpy. You're dehydrated. There's so many things. So don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That's actually a smart one.
Don't start drinking too early at the day of the
That's
wedding,
also a
too.
good tip as far as like the drinking and everything. Yeah, don't go too crazy early on, because I know, when I've been in groomsmen at a few of my friends' weddings, and not that we haven't gone hard or anything, but you have, and I've seen, while I'm setting up, and I'm sure you've seen it too at venues, but you see the groomsmen or the bridesmaids, everybody's getting ready, and they're drinking their
White Claws,
White Claws, or
taking a shot here and there.
And I actually before a wedding, I actually had a groom, I was walking by, he's like, Tim. I'm like, what's up, buddy? He's like, come do a shot with me. And I'm like, ugh, well, okay.
I have
but that was
had that happen a few times too.
Yeah.
But you haven't drank all day.
We haven't, as a vendor, like I don't ever drink at a wedding. If a couple says, grab a drink, have some fun with us.
And they bring you one too sometimes.
Or if they, I've had guests bring me drinks. I've had bridal party members bring me drinks.
And you just sip it.
And I'll sip on it, but typically, I don't. I don't. But if the groom or the bride wants to take a shot with me, hell yeah, count me in. I will definitely do that because, I feel like family.
You got to celebrate. I did hear in a TikTok recently that it takes about an hour for your body to basically get through 1 ounce of liquor or alcohol. So for every ounce of alcohol, you need an hour for it to get work through your system. So imagine if you started in the morning with like mimosas and then Bloody Marys and then, your favorite pre-cocktail and then a shot. You're 7-8 ounces in and you still got 7 or 8 hours to go and you're just starting. So you just keep compounding and adding to that. It just does not make for
last year at Rafter J Ranch. I had a wedding and a bride. They were going hard beforehand. And I think the bride, and I blame the bridal party on this one because they just kept handing her drinks and shots. They were doing They were doing a lot of shots.
Don't do shots on your wedding day.
And if you're gonna do a shot,
just
do it like later on in the night. But they were doing shots and then I think she even did like 2 or 3 back to back to back right before she walked down the ceremony. Gosh. And she got through the ceremony, but once it came time to do the photos during cocktail hour, like she started to disintegrate.
So I've had that happen a couple of times. So there was a couple that was, she was pretty steady on her drinks. Mm-hmm. And then during the ceremony, they did a shot, which at the venue I was at, it's not allowed, but they snuck that in the middle of ceremony. How am I going to stop it, right?
Right.
So they did one with the officiant, fireball shot. Mm-hmm. And by the middle of pictures, Jonathan was the photographer. By the middle of pictures, she was just it was not good. Like she was falling out. She was like licking her groom's, like it was getting pretty, this should be behind closed doors kind of.
Yeah.
So
she was getting frisky.
Oh yeah. Jonathan's like, I think we're done. But and so it turns into that and then it interrupts your photos. So then you don't get all the photos. I mean, there were some gorgeous ones, but, and then the other one was one that I was planning for a friend of mine, and the bride doesn't really drink that much. And so as soon as they got through, it was a 300-person Spanish wedding, and it was, it's very proper. Spanish weddings can be very proper. Hers was very proper. Dad, the whole nine, and like the certain dances and things like that. Almost like a quince, but bigger. And so she had not. It wasn't her thing to drink, and she didn't really eat that much. So then they gave her a couple drinks, and I think I saw them do a shot. So she didn't even make it past dinner. Like dinner happened, and the next thing we know, she's like up chucking. We had to like change her. She was so out of it. Like she had to be like carried. It was like a limp person, like dead weight. But they had to just take her to the Airbnb and just let her. Like she left her wedding 3 hours early.
Oosh, yeah, the bride at Rafter J Ranch, who she was. We actually had to extend cocktail hour to like cocktail 2 hour.
Oh,
it was extended by about 45 minutes, and it was almost to the point where I think I don't even know if we were able to do introductions. I think we actually did do introductions. But throughout they were like feeding her bread. Anything just to soak.
And bread doesn't even work.
Well, just to soak up everything that she had been drinking.
Yeah. Y'all got to pregame. You got to hydrate well, like liquid IV, get the patches, get the
just don't go hard.
But you still want to hydrate because you're still going to drink.
And you don't want to go hard during, all right, so early on you don't want to go hard.
Yeah.
But you want to have a good time. You want to be feeling good. You want to feel loose. But I also had another bride, this was a few years ago, where she made it through everything was great. Ceremony was great. And she was doing great, and then once dancing started out, it was a rager. Like it was insane.
They understood the assignment.
They did, and the groom comes up to me towards the end of the night. He's like, "Yo, we're gonna cut it early, about 30 minutes." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." He's like, "We're gonna go do our sparkler exit right now." And this was not a fake exit that we talked about
this
before.
This was the real thing.
This was an actual exit, but we did it early because he said, "My beautiful bride has had a little too much to drink. She's thrown up a few times." And basically he had to carry her out through the sparkler exit.
Make it seem like it was
he was like, "You need to get your shit together. It is time. Our last time to shine for the night." And and
I'm going to carry you. Just put your head on my shoulder,
pretty much,
love.
And smile.
Yeah, smile and wave.
So, but at least it was towards the end of the night where she kind of lost it. But overall, she had an amazing time. I've got some awesome video of their party.
That's great.
It was awesome. So just
what's the next one?
Well, just be cognizant of your drinking.
Yeah.
Don't party too hard the night before, and then day of. Wait if you're gonna drink. Wait until after dinner.
Yeah. And your
Or-
makeup artist will tell you that too, because it flushes you, and it's a lot harder to do your makeup and make it match and make it look good because alcohol increases your blood flow and blood vessels. It makes you all flush. It's harder to cover that in photos.
Well, there you go. Little makeup
Side tip
for you. Next one, and this is for the guys.
And girls.
Well,
got-
true.
I mean,
fair. Okay. Well, I was just looking at it as like a male perspective, but yes, female as well. And remember to shave.
Yeah.
Remember to shave. So
Girls,
guys, shave your faces. Make sure you look nice, clean, and cut. Ideally, but if that's not your thing,
yeah.
then I mean, do what you gotta do.
Just trim it up, or I've even had weddings where the barber showed up for the guys to get them all trim and proper. But ladies, do all your waxing, do all the things, do all the pretty things that I know women, we shave our legs or we don't. It's totally up to you. But do all those things that make you feel even more beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just like a little self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a mobile bar out there.
Oh, really?
Mobile.
Like barber?
Thank you. Mobile barber. Gosh.
Nice.
He's actually my barber. He just started this whole, he just bought a vehicle, a truck, and he has a mobile service, and he's trying to get into the wedding industry. It's
let's shout him out for sure.
SRQ Barber, I think is what it is. Let me look him up real quick. But
I mean, that makes great sense because there's going to be that one groomsman or one person that shows up that didn't have time because they didn't prioritize. And they think, I'll just get a haircut when I get there. And then everybody's booked. Just solve it for your groomsmen. Say, you know what, guys, just unless you have a specific way or a specific barber that you were like, die hard for, just bring them to while you guys are getting ready, before you get ready, because you've got plenty of time, gentlemen. Plenty of time.
Yeah, so for the gentlemen, SRQ Mobile Barber. It's Smiley's Mobile Classic Cuts and Shaves. He's awesome.
Nice.
He's got a nice setup.
Stylish.
I try.
He
But
keeps it.
yeah, so check him out. He's we'll have him on. We'll bring him on and do a little shout out for him. But that's an interesting one. What else?
So next is wear comfortable and clean, preferably undergarments. Now, ladies, speaking from the female standpoint, sometimes you got to be a little uncomfortable under your dresses. Just saying. A little. You should not be super uncomfortable. You should have worn your undergarments a couple of times, put them on, kind of broke them in a little bit when it comes to like the corset type items, not the underpants.
Okay, gotcha.
But like the corset or whatever you might be wearing, things like that, just make sure that you've kind of worked, worn it under a dress or something else before. But make sure you go and get special things for
be comfortable.
your partner, but be comfortable.
Yeah, be comfortable. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
You don't want to try anything new. Like if you're used to, like guys, if you're used to wearing boxers and then you go high and tight and wear whitey tighties, that might not be comfortable for you.
Just don't wear anything.
Or if you're used to wearing nothing and you wear something, you're not used to it. So don't try to break form too much. For that.
All right. That's cool. Don't forget to eat breakfast.
And something a little bit for lunch.
Well,
please.
protein, breakfast. Yes. Breakfast is the biggest meal of the day in general. So, it is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah.
Because that's what fuels you. And if you haven't eaten anything in the morning, and then it comes time for lunch, and you still haven't eaten anything, it's time to get ready.
And then it's rushed.
It's time to get ready.
And if you don't have a proper team that's going to bring you snacks and nibbles while you're doing photos, like I would, or like any particular great caterer would, then you're still going to be hungry. And by the time you eat, you're going to be cranky. And if you get hangry,
I'm the worst at getting hangry.
So if you know that about yourself, just hedge it. So go for like a really big breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could even do everybody together, like guys, gals, all.
Ideally, have your wolf pack.
Yeah, have your tribe, your girl gang, whatever, your boss bitches, whatever. Everybody get together and have breakfast, and then part ways. And because nothing has to be traditional anymore.
That's true.
I feel like you can just do your own thing.
And then that also leads into the next one, calling your wolf pack or your bride tribe or whoever it is, your special people that are getting ready with you throughout the entire day and that are, with you
and supporting you and
this entire
and give them things that they can do that's within their wheelhouse and their strengths. Like if you need a hype person, you know who that is. If you need somebody that's going to keep everything calm and keep a secret and not tell you anything, that's your point person for the planner.
Don't feel bad about calling on these people because ultimately they do want to help. They are there for you. And like for me personally, it's hard for me to ask for help in general.
Same.
So in this case, like it's okay.
Yeah.
They are there to help you and support you during this journey. So yeah, don't feel bad for doing that.
Absolutely. And they really are in it for that. They're not just there for a party. So even throughout the planning process, if you need to have a sounding board or you need somebody to manage something or pick something up or whatever, put them in charge of that as long as you know that's something that they can handle, and ask them, can I count on you for this?
Yeah.
I really need, this would really help me. And they'll be all game because they just know that it's a big day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. What's the next one?
Next, give yourself plenty of time to get ready. So I think this is definitely important for the ladies. So when it comes to booking your makeup and hair and nails and things, I always say get the nails done the day before, toes and nails day 1 or 2 days prior. Don't try going in that morning and getting it done because then you're running around, you're fighting traffic. You really want to wake up in your hotel room or whatever space you're going to be in, or get to your space early on so your makeup artist can start early. They will help guide you based on how many people you have, what you're having done, whether you have airbrush or not, and lashes, and if you're going a little bit more into depth, or maybe you've got longer hair, thicker hair, they will guide you on how much time that takes. So ask them that, and then that's how you back up your timeline. So you say, okay, if we need to be ready by this time, then you back it up however many hours. That's what time we need to start getting ready. That's what time we need to be at the hotel or at the venue to start getting ready. So that's kind of how you figure out the pre-timeline to the wedding day.
And with that, just a little side note, if the couples are getting ready at separate locations and you want to get photos or video of both locations of you guys getting ready, make sure that you hire a team, like a dual photographer or dual video.
Absolutely.
So they can get both sides.
Absolutely. And the other thing to that is that, yes, you could have mapped it out and seen how long it takes to get from one point to the other, but day to day that changes. Traffic changes, Saturdays change, Sundays change. So what you'll want to do is before, within the hour of leaving or something, you may want to check that route, make sure there's no accidents and see, we need to leave 15 minutes early, or automatically build in a 15-20 minute buffer.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it doesn't mess with you and your partner showing up at the same time.
Next one is make sure you know where the rings are.
How many times have you had couples get to the aisle and there's no ring? Can you count?
I can count on one hand, actually, in the past 8 or 9 years. The weddings that I've done, I think only maybe 1 or 2.
Really?
And one recently where the officiant forgot to do the exchanging of rings during the ceremony. So afterwards, was I at
that wedding or something? I think I remember.
Was that at Mixon's?
I think it was.
That was just recent, within the last 6 months.
That I did.
It was the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It may have been. I don't remember.
It.
But they forgot about it, and I think the officiant came. He's like, or somebody came up to me and like, we forgot to do the rings, and I
do recall this. I think. It was
damn,
the same wedding.
that sucks.
How about
so
that?
they went into this that exchange of rings with the photographer afterwards.
They can flub it into the video a little bit. So I have had people drop rings in sand. That was fun. I've had people forget the rings.
I'm just waiting for a groomsman to really mess with his groom, or somebody
get them good
to mess with their groom and may I have the rings, and then have the ring pop come out. And it's like, oh wait, this, or a fake ring, a fake ring that you would a big giant
yes.
something that you,
the chocolate ones.
Something like that, just to mess with them. I'm just waiting for that to happen.
I like that. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's a good mood adjustment in the middle of something. I mean, as long as you have to know your audience and you have to know your groomsmen, or your groom, and make sure that that would rock.
But I do often see, like, as right before we get started with the ceremony, and
people
if there's
turn around, where's the rings?
Right, exactly. Where's the rings? You have the rings, and then like, oh shit, no, I got to go get them. And
or they're at the aisle. I've literally been. Where's the rings? Nobody had it. And I would have to run back in. I've had to do that too, where I had to run back in, and I knew what they looked like and what box they were in, run it back in, pass it down the bridal line, go back, to the end of the line of the brides and just bridesmaids, and they just pass it on down, and it's like, okay, that didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually dropped Greg's ring down the aisle because it was raining. It was a little slippery, and I dropped it back down the aisle. I'm like, oh, can somebody grab that? So yeah, that happened too. And I really like this one because I have a son, and he's turning 19, and I know that in the next, I'd say 5 to 7 years, he'll be deciding to get married.
Wait, how old is he?
19.
5 to 7 years.
I hope maybe 10. Maybe 10.
10 years.
10 years. Okay. I mean, 26 to 29, he'll probably get married at some point during that time frame. I don't know.
Okay.
He's been dating the same girl almost like 3 years. So,
oh, okay. So it's going well.
Yeah, it's going well.
Well, in that case, then I can see the 5 to 7.
Like 5 to 7.
Okay.
Give them time to get established, finish college, all that stuff. But this one's take a moment with your parents.
Yes, I like this. I
do too. Yeah. Like I can't. I took time with my father because he walked me down the aisle. My mom, she was with me kind of all day getting ready. But just that one-on-one time, if your parents are together or not, however you want to do it. But just them and you, just that time, I think is so precious.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's no, I like that. I actually never really thought about that.
And I don't think the guys really do it as much as maybe the ladies do. But I feel like because, it's a stereo, oh, guys aren't supposed to be emotional. No. You spend time with your parents. You cry it out. You do whatever you need to do. And, take that advice, take that calm, pray, whatever it is that you do. And just really lean into that because you're not going to get too much time with them during the day.
No. And, yeah, and for the brides, I think it's cool to do like a first look with your parents or with your dad or whoever that special.
Or if you only have one brother or one sibling.
Yeah. That's really cool. And
and vice versa, like guys. If got one sister, if you've got one, that's your sister, that's your ride or die.
I know.
Do that with your sister.
Yeah.
Oh, you have one.
I have a sister. Yeah, she and I are like best friends.
Yeah,
she's my best friend.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool. So, any other? I mean, that's actually that's it. Topic. So that's a good lead in to our next idea or not topic, but we're gonna do a this or that type thing. So but I want to start first with, and this may be part of the this or that
questions,
but doing like how I just said, doing a first look with your family or with your dad or as a bride. What are your thoughts on doing a first look with your partner? Should you do a first look or should you not do a first look?
I don't like first looks.
Why? And I'm going to give you my reason for my answer. But why don't you like a first look? I know this is probably
an unpopular opinion.
It's just an opinion.
But nothing takes that emotion that you see at the end of the aisle from seeing each other the very first time. I feel like it gets kind of dulled down a little when you've already seen each other and you've been taking pictures and you've been having conversations and you've been hanging out for like the last 2 hours. That's where I look every single wedding. I look straight down that aisle at the partner and I'm like, I love that emotion. And that's golden to me. And I just feel that it should be saved for that moment unless you are super, super awkward and nervous and anxious and you're just you don't want to have like the ugly cry in front of everyone. If that's like something that would embarrass you or something of that nature, or it just causes you to have anxiety to have emotion in front of a lot of people, then I could appreciate that.
Well, I'm going to go on the opposite side of that now. And I was very much, I only want to see my bride walk down the first time I see her on our wedding day is walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
And, we've talked in a previous podcast that I was previously married, and I did with Megan. The first time I saw her that day was walking down the aisle, and I ugly cried very badly. Very badly.
How did that feel doing that in front of everyone?
Oh, I didn't know anybody was there.
Yeah,
I literally
exactly. You
I
get
was
into
zoned
a drunken
in.
stupor. Like it's a
I was
love
zoned
drunken
in,
stupor,
and I
yeah.
just so excited to see her. And she and I, again, for those of you who haven't heard that last podcast, I mean, she and I are still like great friends.
Yeah. She's great.
However, my thought process has changed.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm excited to hear this.
I think if, I'm lucky enough to have another big day like this, another wedding day
that
you plan.
He's one of two. Don't anybody get any ideas.
I would love to do a first look.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of things, and Megan and I we agree on how like our wedding day was not what we were anticipating it to be.
Okay.
But I really, the next go around, round 2, I feel like I would like to do a first look because, and I would definitely want a photographer and a videographer for this, but doing a first touch. I love the first touch thing. That's really cool.
And saying your vows to each other.
Saying your vows with a first touch, but I think I would really like to do a first look because you get to have that moment privately.
Yeah.
And it's a very special moment, and it's granted like there's a few other people that are there like watching you guys, but with the photo and video, but I feel like it's much more intimate when you do it at just you two.
Yeah.
And I would love to see, my bride just for the first time, just her and I, and really take in those full emotions.
I could see that because also you don't have to go into all the photos at that point too. Like you don't have to spend a ton of time together.
You don't have to. But the other reason for that, is when Megan and I got married, we went into cocktail hour and we ended up, that's when you typically do your photos, right?
Yeah.
Well, we were very rushed because of the time period of
the time of
the year and lighting.
Yeah.
We had
you were November,
Yeah, it was very tough. We had like 20, 30 minutes, and it took us like 10 minutes to get where we were wanting to go.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of doing the first look and then doing photos, just a couple.
Yeah.
And then doing some with your bridal. Doing some with your bridal party and family. Just kind of getting those out of the way, because I personally would love to enjoy cocktail hour.
Okay.
And I would be, and I think and with that I would also be able to spend more time thanking everybody for seeing everybody, because I didn't get to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the things that some of the experiences that I had that I would redo. And Megan and I said the same thing. Afterwards,
we may have changed my opinion.
So that's why I think I've now would like to do a first look.
Yeah, there is a lot of rush. I mean, I have been married almost 15 years, so it's hard to think back, but we did not do a first look, but we got married in August, so we didn't have to worry about the timing. Mm-hmm. But in Florida, hopefully very soon, we won't have that time change issue. If they could just go ahead and sign it, Congress, please. You're like killing us as planners.
But I've also had I've seen other first looks, and the couples have done their photos. They did actually photos with the bridal party and parents and everything. So they got all those out of the way, and then ceremony started, and he still was a mess.
Yeah, I've seen it where there's still a mess because it's still an emotion that happens when
especially when you have the music. Oh. When you've got the DJ, or if you got a special soundtrack for when
you surprise them with a song that they didn't know you were playing.
And so that song comes on, and all the feels, all the goosebumps come out.
Yeah.
And then your partner walks out, and even though you've seen them already, it's like, oh shit.
Oh, this is going down.
I mean, I just I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's so that's why I think I would like to go with the first look. But again, the idea of seeing your partner for the first time walking down the aisle, that's also a really cool experience. But going through it, and then some of the things afterwards, I would go with the first look.
I would also probably go longer than 5 hours. Like usually,
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
a 5 hour kind of
5 hours tradition. That's if
7 hours. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, if we're gonna party, let's
6 to
party.
11. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 4 to 11.
Yeah, why not?
4 to 11. That's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
plenty of time. And those that stick it out, you bring in food trucks, you bring in dessert, you have a campfire, you do all the things. Yeah,
all the things.
I have definitely ideas if I were to redo my wedding. Like if we were to do like a renewal or something, like some things that I would definitely change for sure. I've been looking at wedding dresses.
Well, a lot of right, but a lot of things have changed. What you said 15 years ago?
Yeah.
There's a lot of new a lot of new
things
things
have changed.
So, all right. So this or that. Let's go into this or that.
All right. So this version is all, wedding related. So, and we have a poll to back up our opinions or not back up our opinions. So
It's
what
just a
would
poll.
be
Yep.
worse?
Okay.
Forgetting your guest book or forgetting your toasting flutes?
What would be worse?
Mm-hmm.
Guest book or toasting flutes?
Mm-hmm.
Guest book.
55% said guest book. 45% said toasting flute. I would have said guest book too.
Because guest book is a keepsake.
I can drink out of anything.
Yeah, a guest book is a keepsake.
Yeah.
The toasting flutes, I mean, yeah, it's cool to have that.
But
and
they're
some,
not do or die.
Right, it's not do or die. But I mean, obviously, I've seen some, couples like their
Star Wars theme.
well,
or
that
something.
or I do remember one of the parents came up and said, we need to do toasts, but we can't do them just yet because I have special flutes from our wedding that we want to give to. Now, in that case, that's a little bit different, but I would definitely go with the guest book because it's a keepsake. You keep that with you, and
you drink out of it every anniversary. Maybe.
What?
You drink out of it every anniversary, your keepsake, your flutes?
No, the guest book is a keepsake.
No, but then do you use
I
your...
see. No, probably not.
No, never again. Us either. Forgetting your marriage certificate or your vows, which is worse?
Oh, your vows. Your vows. Are you kidding me? For me, who has a hard time remembering things, vows. Because I would write that down, and if I forgot my vows, I would go, not good.
I would probably say marriage license.
You can go and get...
I know, because
Nah.
that to me is just like, okay, I'm leaving on a honeymoon. We're not officially married. We need that for the honeymoon. We need a copy of it, whatever. Vows, I can whip out some good stuff like cold read out of my heart and express things very quickly under pressure. I don't need to memorize. I'm much better off the cuff.
My mind goes
probably
blank.
know. But yeah, I would say marriage license because I'd be like, but we're like, I would think, oh my gosh, where is it? Like, I would probably geek out on that one.
What did the people say?
52% said vows.
Hey, look at me.
You're in the plus on that. All right, what is worse, forgetting your toothbrush or your undergarments? Say you're going to a hotel or you're going somewhere.
Forgetting. Wait, is this before or after the wedding?
Before the wedding.
It's probably worse forgetting your undergarments because you can get a toothbrush at the hotel, ideally.
Yeah, I'm definitely with the undergarments, especially
because you can get some
being a
gum.
lady. Oh yeah, you can. What is those little things you put on your tongue? Those little blue things
Oh,
you used to
yeah.
put on your tongues when you were in school.
Yeah, I mean, but also if you forget your undergarments, depending on what you're wearing, you may not even need them.
Yeah,
depending on what you're wearing.
You may not. But if I went to Spanx and I spent and I dropped a good on some undergarments and I don't have them, and I feel like I'm not going to be all fit.
I'm
and
thinking of
things
guys.
proper. I'm going to be not so happy.
I'm thinking of
This is
guys.
why we do this because we have both opinions. Oh well, 60% said undergarments.
The people have spoken.
Yes. So okay, what else is worse? Forgetting to eat or forgetting to go to the bathroom. And I will tell you, I don't see brides go to the bathroom that often. Like they hold that.
Well, I noticed that.
I don't know, but they take a tribe with them. So you'd think I'd know that the bride is missing and she's in the bathroom.
There have been times where I've been like, where'd the couple go? Where's the bride? She's vanished. So she's probably in the restroom.
And it takes a while to get all that stuff.
So what's worse? What do you say?
Forgetting to go to the bathroom or forgetting to eat.
Well, I guess it depends on what time of the wedding it is.
Like during the wedding.
Like during the ceremony or during the reception?
Like reception. Like you're forgetting you forgot to eat. Like you just didn't. Like you were so busy. You were up. Nobody could keep you contained to your seat. You just forgot to eat.
I just know for me, like I get hangry.
Same.
So, and if I like, obviously if something's happening to where,
like it's go, 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 go.
You know what? Hey, you got to stop. I need to use the restroom. This is going to have to wait. So forgetting to eat.
Okay.
That's
I'm
mine.
with that one. 60% said bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
What is wrong with the world? Like, you can't.
Y'all are lying to yourselves.
Right? Because at some point you just can't forget. It is happening.
Right. And you can
or
easily
you're gonna have an accident.
Right. You can easily just say,
you can
hey.
easily forget to eat.
Right. And I oftentimes have couples or even part of the bridal party, like, hey, I need to use the restroom. Can we hold off for 5 minutes? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Go. You better hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm counting.
Right.
That makes them hurry. I'm not like, I'm obviously not going to do anything until they get back.
Yeah,
But yeah, so forgetting to eat, I do not want to be hangry.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
I agree. What's worse, forgetting the emergency kit or forgetting your extra pair of shoes?
An extra pair of shoes?
Yeah, because from a lady, or maybe you guys have new shoes that you have not broken in, and your feet are mad at you.
Just take them off. I do that every wedding.
You do that every wedding. But
I'm in my socks.
But you're also not like running around the dance floor and dancing and
sometimes.
all this. I mean, yeah, sometimes, but not for that many hours. So,
all right. So forgetting
your emergency kit.
Emergency kit.
Emergency kit is like the boob tape. It's the white.
Aleve.
Yeah,
like,
it's the stain remover. It's Band-Aids.
I would say
it's
the
sewing
emergency kit.
The emergency kit.
Yeah, because you can take your shoes off.
Extra pair of shoes won by 58%. I'd say
I guess it's just dependent on the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, next one. This is a good one. And I can't believe it's this close. What is worse, forgetting the timeline or forgetting tips?
Forgetting the timeline?
Or forgetting the tips.
The tips. I mean,
like the gratuities. Like,
oh, as a couple.
Yeah. Like you forgot the timeline. You forgot to funnel over the timeline.
Well, I would hope that your wedding planner has that.
If
so
they have one.
Right. If you have a wedding planner.
Or forgetting the tips.
No, the tips for sure.
Would you believe it's 47% tips, 53% timeline?
Well,
what is wrong with people? Type A. They can't remember
this is
what
a
they're
service.
supposed to do.
This is a service industry. We are
right.
So take care of your people, couples.
Okay, what is worse, forgetting the veil or the bouquet? And I have a TikTok to share with you about this. There was a girl at the end of the aisle, literally saying her vows, and right before they got to do their vows, she said, "Can we stop for a moment? I just realized I forgot half my dress."
Oh, which was the veil?
Well, no, it was this piece that goes around the waist that snaps in, and so she had the slim part, but she didn't have the big train, and it just they literally brought it down the aisle and snapped it on her, and then went ahead with the wedding.
So I've seen that. What's that wedding dress show?
Say Yes to the Dress.
Say Yes to the Dress. That's so that technically makes that a 2-part dress.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
So everybody saw the second part. I know things.
Everybody saw the second part before they were. Because you don't see the second part until.
Right.
Yeah. So they did not. Yeah. So.
Megan, I think, forgot her veil.
I've had people forget their veil.
And
then we just put it in photos, and nobody knows the difference anyway.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I could care less about either one of them. You said flowers or the bouquet?
Yeah, bouquet down the aisle or the veil. Which would you notice?
The bouquet.
Yeah, 80% said bouquet and 20% said veil.
Yeah.
Now for the guys, what is worse, forgetting the boutonniere or forgetting the tie?
Oh, the tie.
Yeah.
For sure. The boutonniere, who cares about a boot? I mean, I understand.
He's like, hold on, wait, who cares about that?
I understand, the boutonniere and everything is traditional in a sense.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the boutonniere, I didn't have a boutonniere.
Yeah, some people just don't. Yeah.
And if you don't have them, and if you forget it, okay.
Nobody wears
them. No
them.
big deal.
And nobody wears them.
Nobody wears them.
Perfect.
So if you forget your tie, you're screwed. That's part of your dress.
Right?
Attire.
It like finishes you.
Yeah.
97% said tie.
Good job.
All right. So what is worse, forgetting your overnight bag or forgetting your luggage? Like the overnight for the wedding night or your luggage?
Are you planning on leaving
yeah.
right away? Well,
Yeah,
then the luggage.
Right?
You
This
can
is
wear
not even
your
a
suit.
comparison.
You can wear your suit and your dress that night, or just not wear anything at all, and then you have your luggage to. Yeah, you're fine. Luggage.
Luggage by only 69% to 31%. So
Hey.
whatever is in that nighttime bag to some of y'all people, I mean, is it a mouth guard? Is it your CPAP machine? I don't know. But
Some extra fun things.
Some extra fun things.
Hey,
Some of y'all think
I'm
that's
on board
really,
with those
really
extra fun
important,
things.
Right? All right. And I don't have a percentage for this one, but this is just one I kind of thought of. Which is worse, your photographer losing your photos or your officiant losing your marriage certificate completely?
Photos.
Right? That's like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, you can go and get another printout of your certificate.
Technically, it's on file.
Right.
Yeah, and you
You're
just
good.
get it. Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Photos for sure.
Yeah. I don't have a percentage for that, but the
I would imagine that
surveys-
would be like 90% at least.
I would hope.
I honestly, I think it would be 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I got all these questions from a Uncorked project.
Oh, okay.
And it's wedding planners that answer all the questions and stuff. So it's
Okay.
like a really cool sounding area. So industry peeps, go check that out along with our podcast, of course. But
Right.
they have some pretty fun things. They sit back and drink.
Well, I got another like this or that question.
Yeah, what's that?
And it's kind of like via like some trends that we're seeing. So
Yeah.
would you rather for your first dance, would you rather cold sparks, like cold spark effects, or dancing on the cloud?
Cold sparks. Definitely.
I would go
because nobody expects that. I think the dancing on a cloud, it's there, it looks whimsical, and it also is depending on the vibe you're going for. Dancing on the cloud is like the clouds like on the floor and they're surrounding you. Those are there for the whole entire time and they lose their wow factor. Whereas I think with cold sparks, nobody knows, and those bad boys go off, and it's like it just like hypes it up another level, right? And it's just like, oh, they're
People
going
go
off
crazy.
again. They're going off again.
It's
Look at
funny
that.
because when I have our cold spark effects go off, I usually have them go off during the grand entrance. So once I call out the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they'll come out and everybody's going crazy. And then when I have the cold spark machines kind of like laid out in front around the dance floor.
Yeah.
And so I'll have the bride or the couple come out, and then I'll say Mr. and Miss or Miss Mr. and Mrs. Smith come out. They'll come out, and then as they get out to the dance floor, I'll say once again for the second time tonight, your brand new bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and at that point, boom, the sparks go off, and everybody's like, "Oh my God!" Like you can just hear the reactions get real loud, and it's a really cool. Yeah, it's just a really cool effect. But make sure if you do use cold spark effects that, as far as DJs, whoever's handling the cold spark machines, make sure you talk to your photographers and your videographers so they know where to be situated for when they go off and when you're going to have them go off. I always let the photographers know, and even the plant, any vendor who's
You even
involved.
let me turn my own on sometimes. He's
Yeah,
like, "You wanna push
I was
the
like, here,
button?"
press the button.
Push the button. Yay!
You can be the button pusher.
Button pusher. Also, when it comes to cold sparks, I know some venues allow and some people don't. Industry people, if you're looking into getting cold sparks, just make sure you get ones that are safe and proper and won't injure anyone
Or
because
burn your
or
clothes.
burn your clothes or embed themselves in your
You've not
stomach.
had any experience with this, have
I
you?
have no clue like what that would feel like, having sparks fly into your
Burn your-
clothing and embed into your belly and into your stomach to where, EMT had to remove them. And now you forever have scar. I don't know what that is like at all. I don't know. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure you get the right shit, guys. Just get the right stuff.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That was not one of my machines. I'll tell you that right now.
It was not. I remember when you first introduced cold sparks to me. I just brought them by the venue. It's like, here, check these out, and you had me stick my hand in them, and it was totally fine.
Well, yeah, and I make sure that you
Like,
do it.
don't do this, guest. Like, don't just walk up and stick your hands in them.
Right,
Like,
yeah. And
He was
don't put it like
testing them.
right over top of the machine, but like, give
Kinda
yourself
off to
some
the side.
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're it's a cool effect. I love them.
What's your favorite effect? Would you choose? I mean, obviously, I think you would choose cold sparks when it comes to that. What is like what's trending in effects when it comes to DJs? Like what's out there that's causing like some super excitement where you're like, I really want to buy that.
I mean, I offer them the uplighting packages, and I know like other wedding professionals offer that sometimes, like rental companies and even wedding planners offer them.
They do.
Yeah. But
I stay
don't
in my lane.
I don't
No.
I don't recommend. Well, it's just another revenue
I get it, but
for them. But the reason why I highly recommend utilizing your entertainment company or your DJ, and not all DJs have this, but with us with TLS, the lights that we use are all battery operated. There's no messy cords, and it's more accent lighting. So it's ambient lighting. You put them in the corners and on the walls. You accent walls and so forth. But we can change the colors on a fly. And so you can have one color during dinner, like a tea-lit color to match, to create the vibe for dinner. And then when it comes time to dance and party, they're a completely different. Like they change colors to the music. Like it's a party feel.
yeah.
When you rent them from a rental company, it's set it and forget it. You get one color and that's it.
And you definitely don't want to mess that up.
Well,
you don't want to push buttons.
Well,
and all
no.
that
Well,
stuff.
I mean, you could they could do like, well,
They'll set
we
the
want
color,
like,
but-
let's just say like a blush.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, and that's what it is the entire night. So there's no control over it. That's why I always offer it to couples. So that's one of my favorite add-ons or features, like extra features as far as effects.
Okay.
A new one that's kind of trending in a sense. So we can go into what's trending.
I have one more this or that for you.
Okay. So we'll go into what's trending here in a second.
Okay. So my last this or that as a DJ.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Do you prefer a impromptu style first dance or choreographed first dance?
Like, just what do you mean by impromptu?
Like they just are dancing.
Oh, it's just like a regular first dance, nothing crazy?
Dance, nothing, just, or do you prefer something that's a little bit like maybe choreographed, a little spicier, has a little like maybe extra song thrown in?
I really just
Kind
think
of surprise people.
I think it depends on the couple.
What would you do?
Depends on my partner.
Okay.
They
got to be able to pull the dance off.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can have fun with it, but I think it depends. Like I like both.
Okay.
I like both.
Which do you see most often? in
Just
your
a traditional first dance.
Do you see any flash mobs and bridal party flash mobs anymore? Or is that out?
We did just over the holidays back in November. We did a wedding out on Anna Maria Island on the beach.
Oh,
And the couple used to come to my lessons at the White Buffalo Saloon in Joyland when I was teaching line dance lessons.
Nice.
And their first dance was choreographed. They did they started it with. If I were to do a choreographed dance, I would start it with just a slow dance.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden it sounds like the music's gone wrong or something.
Skipped,
Yeah,
yeah.
it skipped or something. Something like that. And they did something similar to that, and I actually created the mix for them, and it went into a line dance, which they started, and then they had some of their bridal party and friends come out and join them
Oh, fun.
because they knew the line dance.
Yeah, because
So it was kind of like a flash mob in a sense.
okay.
But, yeah, no, I like the idea of both, of doing a choreographed dance, doing a choreographed dance with if it's your father and the bride, doing a choreographed dance, doing one, I would like to do a special dance with my sister.
Oh,
It doesn't have to be a choreographed one, but just something
nice.
something fun.
Yeah.
When we were kids, she and I, we would go to like the Elks Lodge here in Sarasota,
Yeah.
and they would have a live band playing, and we would get out on the dance floor and just dance with each other, my sister and I,
I love that.
when we were kids, like little kids.
Round 2, sis. You hear that?
Yeah,
When
so-
round 2 happens.
When
if
round,
and when he finds that one.
yeah. So I would love
ready.
to. No, she's gonna be surprised. She doesn't even listen to this anyway. Whatever.
All I know is, am I a bridesmaid? I mean, I've been
No, my sister's gonna be my best woman.
I understand that. But
I'm just saying,
I
like,
be in the
she's gonna be
in the crew?
Sure.
Y'all heard it.
Yeah, you'll be a groomswoman.
Groomswoman. I like that.
Hell
I
yeah.
got you.
As well as planning it.
Yes. Which I am doing coming up for someone, a good friend of mine. I'm a bridesmaid and I'm planning.
But not Pajak.
Not Pajak. No.
You are going to be my assistant that night.
Okay.
It's at the Powell Crosley.
Yeah.
All right.
But
to go back to the effects that I like, and this is kind of going into what's trending, and what I've seen trending on the entertainment side, and some of the effects that we bring to the table. CO2 cannons.
What?
Yeah.
What does that do?
It's cold air. Have you ever been to like a club and you just have like those like
yes,
they can't
back in the day.
Well, they still have them.
What?
But
now I'm gonna feel like I'm back in extremis.
Yeah. Yes. And so they would go off like during like big drops of music, like beat drops of music. The beat drops and you just get the.
That's like rave kind of stuff.
Yes. And so CO2 cannons are coming back
in the world,
and they actually look like cannons, like little like gun cannons.
Somebody shoots it,
and it has CO. Like yeah. And you can have the bride do it. It's great for photo and video. And like you work it in with your DJ and with the bride, to where like you have like a big part of the music that's about to drop, and yeah.
I mean, if I'm gonna shoot a cannon, like something better, like glitter and
no, just CO2
confetti. I need some.
Look it up. CO2 cannons at a wedding.
I'm gonna look up some.
I'll send you
TikToks.
something.
I'm sure there's some.
But so that's trending.
Yeah. So the other thing trending is I'm always the one to bring in kind of like the decor side of things.
Of course.
It's just my background. That's what I love. Stripes. Believe it or not. Stripes. So I've seen stripes for runners on linens.
Okay.
I've seen stripes as like the rolled up tissue paper, like the streamers done for decor.
Okay.
For overhead tables done in stripes over top of that. Striped vases. I've striped shoes, striped ties, art installations that are striped. So a lot of stripes are in. Okay. So that's interesting because I think it could be really cool, like for ties and the bottoms of shoes and just, maybe you're a certain sports fan, you put that into your colors and your stripes and you do that in color stripes. Or if you're bringing in the color of the year,
which is
Viva Magenta.
Magenta and mustard.
You can mix it with mustard. It's great.
Bohemian style. I like it. But I do like the classic black and white. That's really growing on me.
That was the other trend. So the other trend is black and white, specifically in dance floors too. Black and white is very in for the year. It's very classic. Everybody seems to be leaning into strictly black and white. And the birthday party that was at the Bishop a couple weeks ago is all black and white.
Okay.
So those are the trends I'm seeing on the decor side.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay.
And last but not least, I'm seeing less cake.
Yeah. I am as well. And if there is a cake, it's just like majority of it's a fake cake. And then they just like the top portion is where they cut it.
I'm definitely seeing dessert bars. Like
dessert bars are where it's at.
Do that and do like grandma's favorite apple pie and do a cherry pie and do like the mini ones. The ones you can get like the little tiny ones. But
I love a donut bar.
I don't know if that's
donut wall.
Donut walls.
Oh my gosh.
As a planner, we don't like donut walls.
Yeah, but as a guest,
I know.
As a guest, are you kidding me?
Why don't you do fresh donut bar, not just
we used
to do the ones where you just made them and it was like they were so good, they were warm, good to go. But yeah, I could see a donut wall. I could see ice cream. They make alcoholic ice cream these days. I've seen that. So
I actually
get
saw
into the desserts, guys.
A gelato bar. That was
I've
really
seen
good.
coffee. There's
coffee bars,
Banyan Coffee Company and Out and About Coffee here locally in Sarasota, Bradenton. They will show up to your wedding and make espressos and coffee and things like that for your guests as a late night.
Especially, if you're going...
Oh, yeah, if you're going 11 hours. No, we went from like 6 to 11 hours. We're going till the next day, y'all.
Yeah.
And so definitely look into those type things. So those are fun trending ideas.
Okay.
Yep. Don't hate me, cake people.
Hey,
But
sorry. But no, but you can still.
All your cake people can make other desserts.
Yeah, they're not just cakes.
Yeah, they're not just cakes. And I'm sure they want the challenge.
I'm sure they're
too.
adjusting
Yeah.
to the times.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, good stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that
Always.
it? That's it.
That's all we got.
So the next podcast that we'll be doing, we will have a marriage counselor on. I know we've been talking about that for a little bit about bringing somebody on, but we will, right? In a couple weeks.
We have a planner.
Oh, next week.
Next week is a planner. And then our next podcast is a planner. And then the next one is a marriage counselor after that.
Gotcha. And we've got some photographers that are going to come on because I don't have beef with y'all, but I have questions from the what I think we should nix in 2023.
Right.
Are those and honestly, I don't know if it's I don't even know if it's the photographers that are causing the fake exits or if they're the ones that are saying, oh, we should do a fake exit. But I think maybe it's because of the fact like, hey, we're leaving at 8. And so the planner's like, well, maybe we should do. It has a lot
to do with budgets, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have, I'm excited to learn about all the ins and outs of, the other industry professionals.
Yes.
And, what their take is on everything, especially when it comes to layouts. And I'm so excited to talk to our wedding planner next week about it.
It's going to be fun. And then we also have into like 3 or 4 podcasts out. We're going to have some caterers on and some bakers. And so a little bit of everything this year. It's going to be really good.
Right on.
Don't miss an episode.
And if you do, just listen to it anyway.
Yeah. Like, oh, I missed it.
That's right.
Didn't. Just rewind.
All right, Brandy. It's been fun.
Yes.
Brandy Harlan,
as usual.
Your non-retired wedding planner. Tim Schaus, that's me. TLS Entertainment, your premier DJ. This is The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled. We're out.
Peace and chicken grease.
Adios. See ya.